got an update on the gums. What an absolute nightmare. So my dentist at home thinks that my dentist in London is just wrong.
Scam artist.
Yeah, and so now I've got like dentist v dentist in the ring trying to tell me different things about the amount of fillings I need. But I'm going to see the periodontist
on
Monday at 3:00. So that, I don't know why anyone needed to know the time. I was kind of just telling myself, so I make sure I go. So that is going to be
Guys, the other day,
serious.
when I was away and we were on FaceTime, obviously we share a calendar. So
this was so bad.
and thank God. And I knew, because I always get a half an hour reminder for everything. Like,
do you? I
have
need
it
to turn
set
that
way.
on.
Like, I get your dentist appointment reminders half an hour
babe,
before.
thank you. Sorry, I've just made a real fuss, and look, just to prove a point, she's filled it to the brim. I asked Al to get me a sparkling water and she didn't, then I made
And
a
I
fuss.
forgot. And anyway, we were on FaceTime. She was tripped, la-di-da, going to M&S. I was like, oh, babe.
Yeah, I was just leaving the gym. I'd really taken my time at the gym. I'd had a proper stretch. Chatting to Al.
Just what I mean, la la, in her mind, la la la. And then I said to her, babe, why are you going to the doctor? And she was like, shit! it was in like 10 minutes. And she
10 minutes, and I was the other side of the common, and I was like, fuck! Babe! Oh my God! And then I'm on FaceTime running like this. Oh my God, babe! Thank God you told me! Running like a nut job.
Yes.
Anyway, I had to go to the doctor. Guys, I've got a new GP, and he was kind of like flirting with me. It was crazy. Older men really magnetized toward me, and I think it's because
I think it's the other way. I think you gravitate towards men.
No. I've got a look about me, I think, that
haggard. Yeah.
This is like a weird theory that I've had probably since the age of 16, because once someone's dad told me I looked like a 60s pinup, and I was like, whoa, I was 16, and it was a dad. Anyway, my thing is...
It was a dad.
A dad. Disgusting. Keep your tongue in your mouth, Dad. Anyway, I've got this theory that I think I look like a young... I don't even know how to say this, but... I think I have an older energy, but I look younger, so therefore older men think I look like someone they would have fancied when they were young. That's my theory on it. Anyway, my GP, Flirty McFlirterson, and he was asking me what I did for work because I basically was complaining.
I hate it when they ask you that.
Well, actually, I kind of like it because it justifies my vanity, because I was going in about this thing on my arm. I did think it was cancer, but then also...
It's not, just to
It's not, no, it's not. He's really happy with it. He thinks it's fine. But also I was complaining about my perioral dermatitis, and he was like, what do you do for work? So I was like, it's really getting me down. I can't go to work anymore. He was like, what do you do for work? And I was like, oh, I'm a TikToker. Then he was asking me all about it. He was absolutely loving it. But anyway, I was so late to the doctor.
How old is he?
I'm going to say 50s. He was kind of hot, actually. Maybe 50, I fancy my GP.
Some men in their 50s are
very good
sexy.
looking.
Silver fox.
Also, I always say this because of my dad's age. He doesn't seem like a dad to me.
Can I tell
80.
I was thinking about this morning because it came up on my Instagram that Rosie Huntington-Whiteley and Jason Statham have a 20-year age difference. So
Jason Statham?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
That's not who she's with.
Yes.
Is it?
She's got 2 kids with him.
I thought she was with a rugby player.
Rosie Huntington-Whiteley.
The girl that does the M&S.
Yeah, babe.
Knickers.
Yeah.
Wow, well that's really thrown me sideways.
Anyway,
I really thought she was with a rugby player.
No, babe, she's with Jason Statham.
How did they meet?
Must have been
Jason Statham American?
No, he's British.
Is everyone okay?
Hot couple.
Hot couple.
But
sorry, he looks good for his age then.
Babe, imagine being 30 and marrying a 50. That's what it was, 30. They were literally maybe a bit younger.
I know, my mum.
20 years is more than 16.
It's 17. What's 3 years?
Yeah, true.
What's 3 years?
Disgusting.
Fucking attacking my mum and dad for some reason. Don't know, Mum. I know you'll be listening, so you've probably got the invite revoked for coming over.
Sorry, Lyndon, love you so much.
Listen, age gaps are a fascinating topic of conversation.
Years.
I know.
They would have been finishing their university degree and you wouldn't even have come out the womb.
You can't think about it like that because it's sick in the head. It really, age gaps are dependent on when you meet. Obs.
Well, it's also dependent on the age gap.
Because 18 and 38 is not a vibe. But
I would still
38
say
and 58, whatever. We're all adults playing here, you know? What did Luca Bish say in Love Island? We'd all be over 25s on X Factor.
Savage.
Same category.
Savage.
Same category. So, I don't know. Is it that bad?
I don't know. Hip replacement and being able to like parent children are two different categories, I'd say.
No, but men can parent children until the age of 100.
No, but women parenting children and men having a hip replacement could in theory happen.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's mental. As in,
Who's getting a hip replacement at 60?
Won't name names, but I do know someone.
Do you?
Yeah. But they had really weak cartilage.
How would you know about the state of their cartilage? Who is this person that you intimately know their cartilage status?
Sorry, it wasn't their hip, it was their knee.
Different ball game.
Is it?
Don't know. Hip makes you sound ancient, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, no defamation to anyone with a fake hip, because I'm sure it's giving you a good quality of life. Because it is better once you get it done.
Oh yeah, you're like a new person.
You might need it in your fingers for your arthritis.
Guys, I'm actually not joking. I think I've got repetitive strain injury from using my phone. Genuinely no joke.
No, but guys, the other night we were watching a film and this fucking girl, I was about to leave the room because her Candy Crush addiction is offensive. Like we're watching a film that just arguably is quite engaging, the new Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz. I was arguably engaged. Were you not engaged?
I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10 is not playing Candy Crush for 2 hours.
No, I've got, babe, my attention span is
No, but you've got problems.
I know.
Why is Candy Crush engaging to you?
Because like they look like sweets, yeah.
You don't even like sweets. What's happening? You need help.
I would love to know you guys' screen times.
Oh, you don't want to know. No, you don't want to know.
But it's cheating because it's work.
No, also it is though, babe. Like when we're filming and posting, that is work.
I respect you both as businesswomen.
So defensive. It's work. When I'm on Candy Crush, it's work. No one anyone's tell me anything else. Okay.
But it's still like the action of like...
It's still bad boots for your noggin and
Listen,
your
if I
eyes.
got 8 hours, I'd think, God, Min is so funny. She sent me the funniest meme that was like, your screen time is down 2% from last week. She's a wellness queen. She is present. She is evolved.
She is present. She is where her feet are. She is focusing on where she is, not where she's going. Agreed.
How long? My screen time last week was a 9.
I didn't even look. I don't want to know. It's
9:20, I'd say.
9:20. Are you even awake that long?
Yes, babe.
I'm not sure I'm awake that long.
But like, imagine.
I'm awake for what? 14 hours a day, max. On a good day. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is that funny?
It's just the way that your mouth moves and the sound comes out.
You make the face, I'll make the sound. Yeah. Anyway, Richard, don't worry, we're going to do the intro. Hi, welcome to Leave a Message.
This is a serious podcast.
A really serious podcast where we talk about really serious things because actually, screen time might be consuming you, but do you know what also consumes you? Everyday life, the trials and tribulations of relationships, friendships, jobs. It's exhausting out there, girls. And you need a place to come where you feel seen, where you feel heard, and where you feel less alone. And that's what Leave a Message is for you. Okay, Queen?
Name?
This week, the Gallies are going to be called, why are you laughing? Candy. For Candy Crush. Ali, you need to go and stand in the corner for a minute. Go and stand in the corner. Go and stand outside. Go and have 5 minutes.
I think she's having a quarter-life crisis. What's going on?
Why are you crying?
That is just so funny. Wow. Okay, back in the room now.
Right, candy number 1.
Hi, Gallies. Happy New Year. I am seeking advice on a workplace dilemma. So the lowdown is that my coworker is batshit crazy, and that is an understatement. She is unhinged. She is manipulative. She is a cow. Other C words that I cannot mention without being bleeped by Richard. But she's awful. And there's been a lot of stuff going down in my workplace since I started in April, but she is the crux. She's made people quit. She's made people cry. And I hate her. But I don't want to get fired myself. I would like to get her fired or at least make her quit. So I'm seeking subtle ways that I can make her life a little bit more miserable, like she makes my life miserable, without me getting in trouble for it. It's a niche request, but I think you're the gal for the job. So let me know, please.
Listen, it's a little bit niche. Love you, babe.
Listen, babe.
Welcome to the party, Candy One. You're talking to manipulative cow.
Extraordinaire.
Of all cows,
I'm the king.
Ali Mac.
Yeah.
So, babe, how would you be manipulated out of a workplace? Like, what would make you leave the office? Is she your line manager?
What would make me leave
She's
the
just
office?
another person in the office. Okay.
Manipulation in the workplace is like often disguised as tasks.
Good.
But they're not tasks. They're doing it because they want to control you.
Yeah.
It's not like
Oh, I see what you mean. So she needs to flip the switch and start giving her, like...
It depends if she's... Yeah,
Can she do that? Like, we need to know the hierarchy here because it's going to be tricky. If you're junior to her, then you can't be like bossing.
Right. If I've got some good tips as a junior.
To manage up.
To manipulate up.
Whoa.
You've got to, but it requires a lot of like skill. You've got to be really calculated. So like
Sneaky.
you need to like basically to their face that you've got to play it so sweet.
Sickly sweet. You've got to be
sickly sweet.
nicer than nice.
Then in your line manager meetings, you have to start planting down seeds of doubt. You've got to go to HR.
About her ability to
You've got
work.
to go to her boss about the way that she's treating you.
Good. Because
But to her face, you never give anything away because the second that you give it away, she's going to use that to control you.
Because also, babe, you can file a formal complaint. Like, if she is horrendous and she ruins your life, you can actually go to HR and be like, listen, there's a school bully in the workplace and I don't like her and I don't want her here anymore. I will leave if she doesn't.
But the problem is, like, you can't, like, I know that the generic response is, like, set a boundary. With these people, you can't, especially if they're more senior than you. Sadly, you have to play the game. And it's a long game.
Can I just say, though, everyone always has someone more senior than them. So when I
Exactly.
used to work, I don't do that anymore. I had someone that was technically senior to me, but I also reported directly to their line manager.
Yeah.
So if ever she was taking the piss and she was asking too much of me or asking me to do stupid things like the
You'd go to the line manager.
meeting rooms, I would go above her and I'd be like, just so
fucking
and you know
meeting
how I'd
rooms.
say it? I'd be like, when the line manager would then ask me to do something that I knew pulled rank over what this other woman had asked me to do, I'd be like, oh, it's really tricky because I've actually got to do X for Y and like that's actually taking up a lot of my time. Then they'd be like, don't do that for her.
Or you want to like catch her out. Like this is a really niche example, but like let's say you said, I don't know, I've got a doctor's appointment on Friday afternoon and she was like, you can't go. You need to kind of like engineer it so that conversation is happening in front of someone senior because that makes her look bad.
Yeah.
That makes her look like she's a like savage bitch.
Also, if it's like she is just generally like not a very nice person, in the office you could always like evoke conversation that you know she's going to be a bit like controversial about or a bit of a cow.
Yes.
And so everyone's also having the conversations. And then when she says something mean, you could be like, gosh, that was quite spiky, Sandra. What did you mean by that? Just like, nicely. Like, you're so nice, soft.
Or like I used to do it like, because especially if you sit like in an open office.
Yeah.
Then like, so I had this one woman who I worked, like she was above me and she was just like demanding, you know, the petty, like they just pull rank because they can, like the meeting rooms and stuff. And like,
Or like they send you an email with
To
like
do the
email. And it's like, Sandra, my darling, you've done it. You've written it out there and sent it to the wrong
just
person.
change the recipient. Do you know what I mean?
So you want me to now copy and paste you spend my time doing that? Sorry. Fucking get a life.
But like, for example, if she was like, she would like make me stay late and I would make sure that I would go and have that conversation. She sat right next to our big boss. I would go and be like, oh, but it's my mum's birthday tonight, even if it wasn't.
Yeah, good.
Obviously now she looks
Just
like
make sure you're counting how many birthdays your mum has had.
obviously
within the
now
year.
she looks like a cow because it's like, you're so unhuman.
We actually shouldn't underestimate how horrible this is because
Completely agree.
I know a lot of people that are in like corporate jobs, big jobs, and it fully makes you move. It makes you move jobs. And even if it's a job you love and you've got friends in the office and you can like most of the time ignore them, it can really grate on you and create an environment where you don't want to go to work and you spend a lot of time at work. Like too much time at work, if you ask me. And if there's someone there that's making your life miserable, it's horrible, babe.
Well, she said that the person already made a person quit.
Yeah. Well, because you would. Like, You genuinely would. I know places where that's happened. And if it gets to that point, babe, isn't there that thing that when you quit, you're able to kind of write a statement as to why you left?
Yes.
Because
like an exit
they need
interview,
to
yeah.
an exit interview, exactly. Say her name and shame her in the exit interview.
Yes.
And get everyone to do the same that hates her.
On that, you must build an alliance.
Oh yeah, you must also say
the-
to people how annoying is Sandra.
Because the problem is, if you're the only one, it's really hard. If it's a chorus of people saying,
although it is hard.
she's a
Some people
really-
just don't like people. Like they pick on people to be mean to.
I know, but they're true.
She might just be a cow to you, babe.
Listen,
and
you
that's
only need one or
savage.
two of them, but you need more than just you.
Yeah.
In a dream world.
Yeah. Also, she's already made someone quit, so you know it's not just you. You know she's like genuinely a nightmare.
Also, just like, day-to-day shit, put salt in her water.
I was going to say, like, what's kind of, or like every time you go and get like, snacks, bring loads back, but like none in her direction.
Yeah. And like, things like...
maybe you could make your feet smell really bad and then take your shoes off and sit next to her. Just saying.
Or maybe like if you like accidentally like spilled something on her laptop and then like the wrong email sent to the wrong person.
Or like if you do happen to have like norovirus, you could go into the office and sit next to her.
Cough on her keyboard and then get out of there.
Make her ill. Not like ill, but just a common cold would be good.
Norovirus is
It's quite extreme. Like you don't need to make her.
Oh no, if she's a really big cow and manipulative and she hates her, I'd say norovirus is
She does hate her. I just think like making someone get on their hands and knees and puke their guts up is not nice.
I really think you've got to play the long game. And like,
especially if you love your job.
My biggest piece of advice, because I forgot I didn't do this, and actually this was why it was hard to nail them down. Every time they do something, write it down, because it's really easy to generalize.
Good. Yeah.
But they will eventually come and if your boss comes to you and says, "Can you give me specific examples?"
You can't just say she's a cow.
Yeah. So write it down and be really specific. Like she belittled me in front of a client.
Good.
Stuff like that. Like, and also there's always a witness in the workplace. That's a good thing about working in a team. There are always other people in the room. So like, also you're not going to be the only one that's thinking it, but you've got to sadly be the person to like be bold and take a stand.
Yeah, and also maybe also take note of ways that she's not good at her job, because the only thing will save her is that if she's really good at her job, they won't care that she's a nasty piece of work.
Yeah.
So just try and slip her up is all I can say.
100%.
Good luck, babe. Hope it's okay out there. Before we continue with this week's episode of Leave a Message,
if you want to be part of our group chat, make sure you leave us a voice note using all the details in the episode description.
Now, this can be about anything. Obviously, sometimes we ask you for specific topics, but if you've got a story that you think girls need to hear this, then get voice noting. Are we ready for voice note number 2?
Hey Ali, hey G. I wanted to quickly say how much I love the two of you. I have been watching since like episode 3. Anyway, this is my dilemma. Basically, I entered this competition on TikTok in November that John Lewis was hosting. And I don't know if you saw, but it was basically like they were going to pick one winner to record their version of this year's like John Lewis Christmas ad song, which is Sonnet by Richard Ashcroft.
I think I've seen
the
this
winner
girl
would
on
get
TikTok.
to release their version of the full song as like a charity single, and it would play on Christmas Day as well on top of the ad. Long story short, I won the competition. And it was the most insane trip down to London ever. Like, it was just the best thing that could have ever happened to me. And it was everything that I wanted to be and more. And it was crazy. It was so good. Separate context to that, I graduated from uni in July of last year. And my plan was to move back home, save up money, and take music more seriously, and also go traveling. So my initial plan was to go traveling this February. Obviously, since all this has happened, there are now like doors and opportunities opening for me that like obviously wouldn't have previously have been happening. And in February, I'm meant to be going traveling with my best friend. I'm in this massive dilemma of knowing what to do. I have already messaged her and spoken to her about the possibility that I might not be able to go in the capacity that I was originally going to, which was going to be for like 2 months. It's been difficult. It's been really hard because I obviously don't want to say no to these potential career opportunities that are coming up. But at the same time, I feel terrible because I had this plan to go traveling with her. And I basically just need some help and like navigation on what to do. My gut is telling me that as much as I want to go traveling, I need to hop on this boat whilst I can. But at the same time, am I just being pessimistic and maybe I can go traveling and come back and opportunities will still be there? Yeah, that's my dilemma. I feel like I kind of already know the answer, but sometimes, I don't know, I would love to hear your guys' take on it because I love you both so much. Okay, thanks.
Oh, babe, love you. Well done.
Congrats. That's
Fucking epic.
amazing.
And I love John Lewis. Shout out to John Lewis. That is brilliant.
Babe, that's really, really, really amazing. Like,
Amazing. Also, I feel like I've seen you on TikTok. I know who you are. I'm pretty sure.
oh, she knows that.
Did you DM us? I feel like I just know this story and I don't know whether I just saw it on For You page or whether you messaged us, but either way, I'm thrilled. And I've seen you in the recording booth, I think. I'm over the moon about it.
I think we're going to have the same response to this.
I don't know. I'm feeling on the fence.
I'm not on the fence. Grab them up. Grab
Well,
the-
I know what you're going to say.
Well, because listen.
Miss Workaholic.
No,
Hustleaholic.
babe. Miss, like, how, sorry, opportunities and, like, things like that don't just
I know.
happen. Like, I don't know how many people applied, but, like, you did it, babe.
It's the
You won
epitome
it.
of making hay while the sun shines, is the
Right.
situation you're in, and the sun is shining on you, babe.
And
Shining bright.
a couple of things. I don't know, what would you say?
I agree. I think, like, obviously, normally with, like, you know, situations of, like, bailing for work, we've been in these positions multiple times, and I have come to the position now where there has to be a rank of events
Agree.
that never gets trumped.
Agree.
And it doesn't
On both
matter
sides.
it doesn't matter who comes knocking work-wise. If that's been graded, like, call it like a A-list friendship thing, someone's wedding day. Anyone could come knocking and I wouldn't miss that thing. And I've decided in my head, I don't know whether you ever do this, but, like, I will never waver on those things. Some things don't make the cut to be that list. Do you know what I mean? That, like, some things I could turn to the person and be like, you have to understand work
Yes,
comes first.
yes.
But you cannot always do that because you will look back and you won't have any good relationships in your life. Like, you really won't, because anyone who's been on Stephen Bartlett and is, like, you know, in their 50s and put their career over their family, their kids, their friendships, their experiences, they all regret it, all of them. So you have to have some things that you wouldn't compromise on, I think. But at the same time, in the line of work that you want to go into, in the line of work that we're in, a lot of it is down to chance, luck, and opportunity. And
The timing.
So when you're offered those things, when it's something that isn't grade A-list, like your friend will never speak to you again, there is a conversation to be had about the fact that, like, listen, I'm not going to be able to go for the full year, the full 6 months, the full whatever it is.
Was it 2 months? I might only.
Oh, it's only 2
3
months.
weeks or whatever.
Yeah, in a bit that you really don't want to do alone. Like, talk to her, like, give her agency in the situation to be like, actually, babe, I really don't want to do Vietnam alone.
And also
Great.
agency in your situation, like, depending on how your opportunities, like, fall,
Schedule them cleverly,
Maybe you
if you can.
like, manipulate your own calendar a bit more.
Yeah.
I would just say, like, don't. Yeah, my advice is make hay while the sun shines. And, like, if you choose to go, I would say don't come home expecting those opportunities to still stand, because really, I know it sounds like a short time, but a lot can change in this industry in 2 months, like a lot.
But also, like
Charlie XCX can have Brat Summer in 2 weeks. Do you know what I mean? Like, everything changes so fast. So,
but also, I do think, especially, like, this is just a piece of advice from having done it for from actually getting traction over the year, but prior to that, both of us hustling for 7 years. It doesn't just come, but also you have to know your worth as well. Like, you can ask, I'm not saying you say yes or no, but you can ask, is that date negotiable or not?
Yeah.
If it's not, I'll make it work. If it is, can we do it here?
Yeah.
Because I think in the beginning you feel so grateful to have any kind of opportunity. You don't ask. You don't
Listen,
put
the worst they can do is
authority
say
on
no.
it. They say no, and you say, no worries, stick to that date.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in this instance, your friend will understand. The only thing I will
I
say...
hope they would as well, like, especially if it's come about, like, this is such a specific situation.
Yeah, that's it.
That, like, she was, like, really talented and won this amazing competition, and now all these doors have opened. Like, obviously it's so sad for the friend, but, like, I would hope that my best mate would understand that, like, this doesn't, you know... this has happened to me and it's happening now. And like, and
it's what you want. Like, it's what you want for a career. Therefore, like, it is worth the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing. Like, I never traveled like that, really. Like, because of the fact that I got into drama school and then I was auditioning. And if I'm honest, like, do I regret that now? Probably a tiny bit, because I might not do it like that. Like, when you're 19 and you're carefree and you're traveling. So you have to really know that in 10 years' time, you might regret that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but either way,
either way.
You
but
might
is
regret
it in you basically to really want to travel? Because if it is, that is a different thing.
Yeah,
because it wasn't necessarily in me. I was kind of doing it because I think you should see the world and everyone else does it. But it wasn't necessarily like I'm desperate to backpack. Like, that's not really like
might be nice if she's like splitting her time between opportunities and traveling. Maybe she could let a friend step in on the days or the weeks that she's not there. So instead of cancelling things, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone else can go with her friend instead of her.
Oh, I see. What, traveling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at least she's not alone, because not everybody has the
wants to
desire
travel
sign
alone. And that is a really hard conversation when you've signed up for something together and someone backs out. It changes everything, because you might not be like thrilled to solo travel. A lot of people aren't. That doesn't excite loads of people.
Yeah.
And like the bottom line is, babe, it's uncomfortable because you are letting your friend down and you are picking yourself over your friend, and that is an uncomfortable thing to do.
But also, like, I think it's the right thing to do, to pick yourself over your friend. Really, if you ask me truthfully,
in this situation,
like, would you look back in 10 years and think, oh, I actually just wish I'd picked myself? I don't know.
And also, it's completely different. Like I was saying about the kind of things that I put into a category that they are non-negotiable and I won't pick work over them. Those things are normally where I've had the conversation with the friend and they look me in the eye and they're like,
no, this is the one.
You can't
miss this.
If they're my inner circle and they're my ride or die and they're my blood, you better believe I'm not missing it.
But I think it should work both ways, actually. Like, you should have the same, like, I don't know, let's say Ant and Dec come knocking, and like, that's an A-list work opportunity. Like, you can have that rule both ways.
Yeah.
That like, nothing can, this day is immovable for me.
Yeah.
Like, I will not cancel that work thing.
Yeah.
In the same way that I will not cancel on your wedding day.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's all communication.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, babe, well, I don't know, did we help there? I think you're going to take the opportunities and maybe try and travel and try and arrange it so that it can work in the best way possible.
That you can maybe have a bit of the best of both worlds.
Because that could be possible. You just got to make sure you ask for it. And like, you're hot stuff. You won the competition out of everyone.
And don't forget
you were on the John Lewis ad, so you can say, I'm busy in Feb, be there March. Does that work for you? If not, don't worry, I'll move things around. But if it does, great.
Yeah.
Because you don't ask, you don't get. So
God,
then maybe
it's
do both.
Mac.
Yeah.
Very good.
Sorry.
Don't ask, don't get. Absolutely right.
Keep us posted.
Yeah, keep us posted. Send us pics of your travels if you go, or send us links to your opportunities, because we want to see you singing your guts out. We love it. Is it time for a roundup?
It sure is.
Whoa.
Okay, candy number one.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, listen, you've got to get your hat on, your revenge hat on.
Yeah.
And you've got to think.
You've got to put it like on your agenda as part of your like work week.
To do good.
To do. Like, it'll be all your like email stuff, it'll be all your actual project stuff, and then it'll be like
revenge.
Sabotage Sandra. Yeah. And that's why you gotta, it's like a fun little task
like
for the work
spit in
week.
the tea twice a week.
Twice a week.
Yeah. Min. Oh, sorry, I have one more tip for you actually. Try, if you can, not to leave a paper trail.
Ooh, no emails.
Go
no flagging on Teams.
Yes.
Good.
Because otherwise you look bad.
And you don't want to look like the actual workplace bully.
But if she sent you an email, save that. Get that into your download folder.
You could create a folder just called Sabotage Sandra. I don't know her name, but I just imagine might be Sandra. Candy number 2, babe. First of all, congrats, and it's really exciting for you, and it's an uncomfortable thing to prioritise yourself and your career, especially. But your friends will understand if you communicate with them in the right way and you minimise the fallout from it, basically.
Yes.
So you're not completely fucking her over. Like, because you're letting her down, but can you do it in a way that isn't like off you go to...
Also, like, if the roles were reversed...
Yeah.
Would you not? I don't know how you would feel, but like...
Of like her dream might be different to yours, but yeah.
Exactly. If I don't know, if she wants to be a lawyer and, I don't know, someone comes, I don't even know the name of the law firm, come knocking on your door, Golden Circle firm, saying we want to bump you up a year, you need to start. Same thing.
Yeah. Really tricky.
Really tricky.
Oh, you've just got to have loads of uncomfortable conversations and go on Sky Scanner, I guess. Right, should we have a question of the week?
Let's.
Good. Okay. We went for, when is it okay to bail on friends? Because this is really interesting, isn't it? You know, like you can have a situation where normally it's to do with when someone first starts dating and like the early like months kind of like trump anything. And you're like, does it? I don't know.
I don't think it does. Definitely not.
No, but like it normally happens.
Yeah.
Like it just does.
Okay, family emergency, lots of those.
Yeah, emergencies only. Everyone's saying emergency only. My rule
I don't
normally
agree with that. To bail on your friends, emergencies only. Depends on the level of like, if it's just dinner.
I mean, I flake all the time, but
Yeah.
I'm guessing we're thinking things that you don't really like. You've had in the diary. Do you know what I mean?
Dinner.
Okay, dinner. But if you constantly bailed on dinner, I would be like, you're not a very good friend.
Yeah, okay, but it's regularity, I guess, then.
Yeah, but that's why it's like emergencies, because it's like otherwise you would bail every Thursday.
Yeah.
So like, what's your emergency, babe?
What you really need is a friend that's as flaky as you.
Yeah, that you just...
Me too.
That you just never
you
see.
both understand.
I love
just
those
don't want to
friends.
have dinner today. Oh, yeah, me neither, actually.
Okay, we'll see you in a year.
Yeah.
Not bothered. My normal rule for this kind of stuff is whatever was planned first. And then it's like, then I go into the ranking system. If I'm really in a conundrum, but normally what was planned first, I try to
Yeah, I agree.
make that thing the
I
plan
agree.
that I can't move.
Unless it's like someone's hen do.
Yeah.
Like OVs, move stuff around.
Move stuff around if you can. The girls are serious. They're all saying like on your deathbed, really ill.
MH, lots of MH.
Oh yeah, lots of MH. Well, that's right, girls. And
MH?
mental
Mental
health.
health.
If you're just really not feeling it and you're feeling groggy and you can't.
Also, and if they're one of those people that like sucks the energy out of you.
A lot of people are saying honesty is just important. So like as long as you're honest when you're
True.
bailing, then it's fine. When you're big fat ill, yeah, everyone just says you have to be really ill.
Work events, like everyone has that. Everyone like has to stay late in the office and stuff like that.
Or like, you know, like I have this a bit with Holes. Like I really respect that her job like takes up like a huge part of her brain that like sometimes then when she gets home.
She doesn't want to talk.
Yeah. And like if I live with her, but if we'd had a plan, I would definitely accept the fact that she had been really busy at work and like going out in an overstimulated restaurant wasn't her idea of heaven. That's another thing, maybe getting good at like, this is kind of different because we were talking like picking this over that. But if it is just dinner, for example, maybe it's a way of like, how can you articulate rather than like a full blanket, I'm out, we're not doing it. Can you say, I really can't go out tonight, but would you come over and we'll do pasta?
Yeah.
Or like, but can we do like pajamas and watch Love Island and not even talk? Like, it depends on your friendship level, but sometimes
it's so friendship level dependent.
sometimes it's the actual activity that you don't want to do.
Oh my God, putting on a pair of jeans and leaving the house. No way.
But it's like,
when
oh,
I'm
well, I do want to see
there,
you, so can you come over?
But also, listen, I think we both are so guilty of this. It's a bigger deal in your head to leave the house than the reality of leaving the house.
I know, I'm so bad.
And like it's just jeans, and it's
but some days.
Okay, but some days, but
I
not
can't
all,
do it.
But not all, every day.
No, not
is
every
what
day,
I'm trying to
bail.
say is that like I can really get into a headspace where I'm like, I'm not going to see anyone, I'm not going to leave the house, and then I just like don't see anyone for a month because I'm so lazy. And
Yeah.
actually, if I had just bothered to fucking put on a pair of jeans and a jumper, I would have had some nice dinners this month with my friends.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's not every day. Some days I really can't face it.
Maybe that is a good rule then, girls. You can only bail if you've got like a really good reason that would stand up in court.
Yeah.
No bailing for the sake of it.
On that, sorry to cut you, but on that point, have you guys started to notice that your emotions actually don't mean anything? They just don't like.
Kind of, yeah.
You should just do things on autopilot versus being like, oh, I don't feel like this today. Because
Yes,
sometimes that is
yes.
really beneficial.
because you
Yes.
actually will go out and enjoy yourself.
Yes.
Like you just said.
Like everything it's so fascinating because we're making it up. Every second of every day. We're all living according to just chemical reactions that are just happening in our brain, and then we're living our lives by them.
Yeah.
And it's like, babe, would you not
Well,
just...
also you have to remember they're transient. So attaching
Yeah.
to them and allowing them to fuel your movements, dangerous biz.
Yeah.
Listen, there's a scale, and when you hit 10, honour that
you're a
emotion.
10, yeah.
But if we're talking a 3 out, I can't be
Even a
bothered.
5 or a 6.
Yeah, a 6. Okay, it's 6, girls.
Maybe even a 7 if you're
Check
feeling
in
really
with that scale. It's the same thing. Like dating is a really good example because like you'd never go.
Yeah.
If you were waiting for like, I could be at a 1 and I won't go. Do you know what I mean? You can't do that. You can't play that game. Gotta get out there, girls.
Yeah.
No bailing.
Life is for the living.
Okay, no one's allowed to bail apart from Candy too because she's got to go and be a superstar.
Yes.
She's got to go and be a pop star. We need some more pop stars, I think.
When you're famous, could you DM us?
Yeah, we'll get you in the car.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for listening or watching. We love you so much. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're sending in your voice notes and tune in next week for the 50th episode. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We best do something exciting. Maybe we'll only have voice notes from people in their 50s.
We won't get a single one, sadly.
No, I know a lot. I'm on the hunt.
Your GP?
My GP. Good.
Love you.
Thank you so much. See you next week.
Bye.